pilot is also a benefit to the town. So neither you guys are losing anything from either one of these agreements. They are meant to be benefits to the town. There's a great source of revenue that can come to the town from these. So there's not anything that we're trying to do to take anything away from the town. It is meant to be a benefit to the town as well as the three other towns that are a part of the project. So,
is it true that they've been telling Councilman Phelps threatening things that we're going to lose it?
I don't know to the extent of what conversation that Chip and Bud may have had. I'm just saying that our intentions are to move forward with the host community
but we're
agreement
working together
and to move forward with the
It's a
pilot.
raisement.
When I hear things like this, I think it upsets me a little bit.
Justin, is there a
300,000
deadline?
is a lot of money.
So our pilot agreement, like I said, our application, we're planning to submit by the end of this week, possibly early next week. Now the way I understand everything is the host community agreement is a separate agreement than the pilot. So we are working with you guys to move that forward as well. The pilot agreement, you don't have to be a part of it in order to receive a benefit is the way I understand it now. So when our plan is to move forward with the county on this, this should benefit the town. It's not to leave you guys out or anything like that. So it's meant to move forward, and the additional revenue that comes to the town in the form of the payment.
Well, it's payment in lieu of taxes. That's what the pilot stands for.
So is there a deadline for the host community agreement?
I'll have to check on that. I don't know if there's a deadline or how that works. I'll check on that.
Send an email to all of us if there is.
Yeah.
But the problem with this pilot program, what I meant is, if you can't lower the taxes, then what's the sense of these windmills coming? And that came from Jamie Johnson months ago when he was here, and he referred to Cohocton, and I believe the number he said was that they lowered the taxes, and Cohocton lost $100,000 because of that. That came right from Jamie Johnson, from my recollection.
I'm not aware of.
Well, a lot of people, there's a lot of people that were here, including the town board. Is that the way the town board remembers it, that he mentioned $100,000? So you can't even lower the taxes the way this pilot program is designed. So that's why I'm saying it's pretty much a lame pilot. You've got these schools getting hundreds of thousands of dollars. What are they doing? The town should be getting the bulk of the money, and then you can't even lower the taxes, or if you do, you get penalized substantially. So it's not a good deal.
Jamie Johnson told me that the state is dictating this thing over the pilot. The state's really dictating a lot of it.
Here's where we're at. For the HCA, we were talking with their lawyer about putting something in the HCA. If we do lower taxes, there will be a rider that they will cover anything that we've lost. So we're working on that.
So the way that the taxes work, so they do get lowered, but the town would need to vote to, if they wanted to raise them back up, to keep that revenue stream the same and get the payment on top of those taxes that are.
Well, why I said that was because I asked when Jamie Johnson was here. It basically was non-negotiable, is what he said. That's why Chip was going to look into it and work with the town board, because my recollection of that meeting was he said years ago none of the schools liked the pilot program and none of them wanted anything to do with it. So then they changed the pilot program to accommodate the schools, but basically the towns have no say. It was kind of take it or leave it. So that was my recollection, and Chip was going to be working with them on that pilot program. That was the last thing that I heard. So.
Yeah, no, but I don't know the history of everything that's happened in other towns, but I know that for a fact that the program is meant to benefit you guys, and that yes, there are some laws I think in New York that your taxes automatically would lower as a result of getting this additional revenue, and the town would need to vote to increase the taxes back to the rate that they were if they wanted to keep things exactly the same with taxes, but also with the payment in addition to that. And keep things, and then the town ends up having additional revenue that's coming in. The town gets to choose how they deal with the taxes, but they would have to vote on that. So there might be an automatic thing that happens with the taxes from the state, but that the town can reverse that by a vote if they choose.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta keep in mind the 2% tax cap that
That's
you're
what he's
bucking.
talking about.
And that's become permanent now.
It's a negative cost that we'll have to vote on every month. But something that I was talking with the lawyer, your lawyer, is he was gonna write something in the host community agreement, which is separate.
Yeah.
So if we do lose money from the county, the host community agreement's price per megawatt will increase to match what we've lost. And that's what we're working at this present time. To cover any loss that we have with the pilot. You know, Moscato said that there was something that he's used in different towns to cover that kind of loss. So.
We better get a hold of somebody that knows what the hell they're talking about. Say one thing.
Anybody else? Oh,
Is there a town that you can mention that you know of that with this has actually had their taxes lowered?
Cohocton.
Okay, but I thought that theirs went back up. I know Howard's.
They
went
had to
back-
raise them back up.
They had to raise it back up, because I'm trying to understand this, yeah.
Do you remember how much they had to raise? Wasn't it 27%?
I'm not sure on what the percentage is, but we're back up to where we were, maybe a little higher now. We lost $20,000 a year for about 10 years. But
And
that
that's
money, you
because
can
of-
use it. Don't worry about lowering your taxes, you can use it to buy all your new equipment, do whatever you need with it. That normally, like you need 2 new trucks,
People want to see.
you're gonna raise the taxes to buy the trucks.
Well, not
You
necessarily.
got this money, you're really not, the money's buying the trucks, you don't have to raise the taxes to do it, so really your taxes are not being lowered, but they're being maintained.
They just said they went up though, that's where I'm getting.
That's
so
because we
confused.
lowered them.
For anybody that doesn't know, it's based on a mathematical formula.
They lowered though, that's why I'm.
Jenny, it's based on a mathematical formula, so it's based on the current tax rate. So if the town says, we're going to lower taxes, now that changes the formula, which in turn, the town gets less money, which is that, am I interpreting that wrong the way you, am I stating that correct?
Right, you're-
Okay,
Yeah, it changes. And when they say they're like, we lowered 30%, it isn't like, okay, my taxes are $1,000, so you're gonna take 30% off 1,000.
right,
No, that goes off of the tax rate. And the tax rate is different than every county. You got a paper that shows you what the tax rate is for every town.
yeah.
And that's what it is. It's a tax rate, not the total taxes.
Whoever agreed to that 100%,
You what?
I know, are
the
we
people that
100%?
agreed to that 100%, they screwed up on that.
Yeah,
They shouldn't have
Yeah,
agreed to
we
it.
are
Right.
100%, that's ridiculous.
But now you're trapped in it.
and the same way it goes with the school. The school don't want the money because if the school is getting $100,000 from the state for education, whatever they get it for, and if they take a pilot program for 500,000, the state will cut them 500,000.
That's what I was just discussing with somebody
But
earlier.
they could
but-
take that 100,000 and buy computers for the kids, you can buy buses, you can do everything for the kids to do it, you just can't change the taxes.
Right,
And with Coma's new tax rate, the way he's doing it now, it's even gonna be worse.
right.
Salary.
Homo also wants to cut out the star program.
Yeah. Star program's another one there.
Chip program.
Well, I heard he's gonna legalize
I've said
recreational
that for
marijuana.
years, it just started and
That should bring- that should bring in quite a
Take
bit of
away
money
it
to
in
the
there.
state.
Alright, we need one
Everybody
more
behind now know what's going on.
I got friends in Colorado, they're doing well out there.
Guys, we need one more resolution to pay the bills.
Make a motion to pay the bills.
Roll call.
Hurry,
Aye.
Samantha,
He's having it on about that.
no, Bell, Keeper,
Aye.
Whiteman.
Aye.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstained. It's $31,690.34.
And I motion that we adjourn the meeting.